Today we're going to be making cornbread, yes. And we're not just making any cornbread, we're making delicious, moist, buttery, melt in your mouth cornbread. Anyway, without further ado, let's introduce these ingredients. We have some cornmeal. We also have all-purpose flour, as well as granulated sugar. We have salt, baking powder, baking soda, some melted butter, and for our milk, we have half and half. We don't have buttermilk in the house today, but we have half and half. And I'm going to explain to you why I'm using the half and half. Of course, not going to leave you hanging. We also have some eggs, and with all of that being said, let's get to cooking. We have two bowls, of course. One is going to be for our dry, and the other one is going to be for our wet ingredients. So to the first bowl, what we're going to do is we're going to add our cornmeal, as well as our all-purpose flour. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the ratio of cornmeal is different from the ratio of flour, only because I don't want it to be too cakey. We also have the granulated sugar, which we're going to add as well. Our salt, baking powder, and baking soda. We're going to take our whisk and we're going to get in there and we're going to whisk it really, really good. Now, be mindful. You don't want to have unmixed batter, or not batter, but dry ingredients at the bottom. So make sure you get that whisk and you get all up in the bottom. Or should I say all down in the bottom. Make sure you get it really good. If it's one thing I hate when I'm making, like, for instance, cake or any type of batter, and you think you're doing it so good, and then you get to the bottom, you start to pour it out, and then you realize at the bottom, it's like, oh my goodness, it's not mixed. It's not incorporated well. I hope everything comes out perfect. How is everybody doing on this amazing day? Well, guess what? Every day is amazing, so you better have a smile on your face. Yes, I don't care if you got 1 hour sleep like I did. I need you to smile and be happy. We're almost done. I noticed there's still a little bit of white particles at the bottom, so I'm just gonna do it like one more time. Make sure, let's get it real good. All right, we're done. Dry ingredients to the side you go. Next up is our wet ingredients, and we're gonna get in there. We're gonna beat our eggs. Make sure to beat it really light because you want a nice, light, fluffy cornbread. And this is perfect. We're gonna add it to our bowl along with our half and half. Adding the half and half is gonna make the cornbread so creamy and nice and moist. And our melted butter. I'm gonna reserve some for later. And we're just gonna mix it in really good. I didn't add all of the butter because we're gonna end up using it for our skillet. And this is perfect. Look at the smooth consistency. All right, we're gonna go in. We're gonna take our dry ingredients. We're gonna add some. Take the whisk it all in. We're gonna add the remaining. And we're just gonna whisk it all in once again. Our cornmeal to all-purpose flour ratio was a little different. I added more cornmeal only because I want the cornmeal, I want those bits to stand out in our cornbread. I want to be able to taste the corn because after all, we're making cornbread, right? I don't want to have that cakey-like consistency. Yes, our cornbread, I want it to be nice and soft, but I still want to be able to taste those corn bits that's within the cornbread. Now that we're done with our batter, we're going to move right along. We're going to move on over to our stovetop. Remember that reserve butter that we had? Guess what? We're going to add it to the skillet. And why do we just do that is the question. Well, guess what? We're going to be baking our cornbread in our skillet. And once you have that melted butter in the skillet and it's nice and hot, it's going to give us that nice crust on the bottom when we start to bake our cornbread. Yes, it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our cornbread batter and we're going to add it to our skillet, just like that. You see that butter that just goes around the pan? That is gonna crisp up once those milk solids start to heat up. And I think we all can agree those nice crispy brown edges is what we live for. Those crunchy edges, I'm telling you, so delicious. We're gonna place our cornbread into our 425-degree Fahrenheit oven, and we're gonna allow cornbread to bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. However, we are gonna check on the cornbread periodically. You're gonna take a toothpick, stick it in the center, see whether or not if it comes out clean. And if it does, guess what? Your job is almost done. Our cornbread is done and is fresh and hot out of the oven. Check it out, guys. How beautiful is that? What? That is a masterpiece. All right, we have some butter right here. What I like to do is I like to add a little bit of honey. Mix it in really good. Like to go in with my brush and just brush it on the cornbread while it's nice and hot. Look at how beautiful. Not only does it complement the color, but not to mention those flavors. What? It definitely amps up the flavor. This is so beautiful. This recipe right here will be perfect for any holiday, church event, or just because. What's a just because? Just because I wanted to make it? That's a just because. All right, we are done. Yes, that is everything right there. Definitely a money shot. It's about that time. It's time to go deep, guys. We are going to cut into this cornbread right here. We're going to cut a hefty sized piece. Yes, we are. Because you know why, right? Because we greedy. We greedy like that. This thing is hot. Look at that right there. That is everything. Nice, hot, delicious cornbread. Woo! Gonna sit it right there just like that. Check out the consistency and everything. Amazing. Pair this delicious cornbread with my smothered turkey wings or with my braised beef short ribs recipe that I'm about to release pretty soon, or even enjoy it by itself, cup of coffee, tea, juice, or even milk. Hey, what? As always, thank you so much for cooking with Tammy. Definitely don't forget to like this video before you cut out, subscribe, and definitely share this video with everybody you know, because what? Sharing is caring, and I will catch you guys in another video. Remember, continue to keep smiling. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.